Non-respiratory air movements refers to any time you move air for a purpose other than external respiration, in other words, for a purpose other than gas exchange. So they serve functions like cleaning out your pathways, or they can also be related to your emotions. So a cough is a non-respiratory air movement, and it's a sudden expiration, so air is coming out. And the purpose, of course, of a cough is to clear a pathway, like remove mucus, or if you're choking on something, if something got stuck underneath your epiglottis, you'll cough in order to clear out that pathway. And the way it works is just prior to a cough, you take a deep inspiration, a deep inhale. So you've got a lot of volume in your lungs, a large degree of IRV, inspiratory reserve volume. So you've got a lot of volume in your lungs. And then what you do is you increase the pressure in your thorax by moving muscles like your intercostals. So you'll increase the pressure in your thorax, but you won't open the glottis just yet. Remember, the glottis is the pathway inside your larynx. So your epiglottis will stay down, your glottis will be shut, and then you'll suddenly open the glottis, and that air will be released from the lungs very suddenly because you increased pressure. This is very similar to the release of air from the popping of a balloon. And you hear that audible sound, the cough, as that air comes rushing out of the body suddenly. And hopefully that quick movement of air will clear out your respiratory pathway, clear out that mucus or whatever it is you're choking on. All right, a sneeze has the exact same purpose as a cough, but instead of clearing up a lower respiratory area like the trachea or the larynx, a sneeze functions to clear up your upper respiratory pathways. So you create pressure in the same way, and you do a sudden opening of the glottis, but you allow that pressure to be released through the nose rather than just through the mouth. And that helps to clear up your, say, pharynx, your upper respiratory pathways. Laughing is also a non-respiratory air movement. So when you laugh, just prior to laughing, you take a deep breath, and then you're going to let that air out in short little bursts. So you'll kind of open and shut your glottis in short little bursts so that the air comes out in chunks. And that's the sound of laughter. Crying, when you're all out crying very loudly, it's done in the same way. So those kind of heaves during a cry are little bursts of air coming out at the same time or at different times. Hiccups are caused when your diaphragm spasms. Remember your when your diaphragm spasms, you've got a nerve that controls your diaphragm, and if you send sudden messages to your diaphragm, it will suddenly contract, and you'll get a sudden inhale. And because the inhale is so quick, you get that sound of a hiccup as the air goes rushing through your larynx. And then yawns are also inspirations. They're not as sudden as a hiccup. They're kind of a long, drawn-out inspiration. And they just are not very well understood as to why we do them and what triggers them to happen.